In New York in 1940, there were 3 girl comics.
How old are you now, Connie?
Huh?
How old are you now?
102.
Unbelievable. What is your secret? Why do you look so much younger than that?
'Cause I kept moving all my life.
With her husband, Buddy Rogers, Mary has joined other industry leaders in the dedication of the Motion Picture Relief Fund, Country Home.
From the beginning, men and women from all branches of this industry have hoped that someday we would have a permanent home for those who deserve it by reason of their age and veteran service in the industry.
I'm a late bloomer. Everything about me says late bloomer. I wanted to be an actor or writer or both, and by the time I was 20, I had 2 babies and my priorities changed.
The helicopters took me to a MASH hospital. I broke all the bones in my left foot, and I thought, oh, they're going to send me home now. But I wasn't wounded, I was injured. They put me into special service, and they asked me if I could sing or dance.
Hollywood was a kingdom. It had a couple of movie houses that my cousin and the kids in the neighborhood helped build, and that's when we all worked for Walt Disney without knowing he was a great man, because he was a kid along with us.
Mama took me when I was a little girl to see Fanny Brice in San Francisco. She came out with the Follies, and I said, that's what I want to do.
My kids grew up and left home, and my husband grew up and left home. I didn't want to go out of this world wishing I had done something, so I quit my job, got on a train with a suitcase and my typewriter, and went to New York at age 50 to be a professional actor.
You know, I was at that factory longer than anybody here. You know what I'm going to miss about Wellman most? Not one damn thing.
I was extremely lucky the first year. I was on the pilot of Roseanne, and then I guess I did okay because I was recurring for the first 2 seasons.
There's still some tread in these old tires.
I did Hole in the Head. I did the Broadway play. I was an understudy, and Sinatra bought the film. And I said, I have to bring my children, they're young. I have to bring the maid. Who's gonna watch the kids while I'm working? On the set, he said in front of everybody, I was so embarrassed, he said, you don't know what this broad did to me. It cost me a fortune to bring the whole goddamn family out. You know Sinatra, I loved him.
And then the odd couple came over, Tony Randall and Jack Klotman. Tony was, he didn't smoke, and no one can smoke on the set. So Jack would come and hide in I had a little room next to the makeup department, and he would come in there and smoke. And one day, Tony walked by and he smelled the smoke, and he opened my door, and he said, you owe me $100. Don't you ever let this guy in here again. I guess they made a bet. Every time Tony would catch him, Jack would have to pay Tony.
He stood there and he talked to somebody else a while, and then he turned around and looked at me and he said, why don't you come to work for me? And I said, I can't draw, but I have a friend who can. He said, bring your friend. So I brought my friend, the 2 of us got started.
You'll never know, dear,
how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Little do they know this is how we spend our mornings normally. Mickey and I have a friend in common, a fellow by the name of Ted Witzer.
Yeah.
Gave me a call one day, and he said Mickey Callan's coming to stay here and show him around, if you will. And so, as it turns out, Mickey was billeted right next door to me. And basically, I was just getting him acquainted with the place, and I had him join the table at which I had been sitting. And then Bridget showed up, and Mickey hit on her, and he changed his mind. And I hit on her,
and he changed his mind too.
I wasn't going to let her go. So then, now the three of us are sitting at a table together.
Saturday, I was here before them, and I didn't know anybody here, so I was sitting at a table by myself, and that got to wear very thin, because having conversations with myself was really boring. And I saw this seat come available, and I said, let me at him.
It's a special place, especially for retired. Before I moved in, I only knew the people that lived on either side of me. And it can be depressing if you're alone. And when I moved in here now, that's disappeared. And you see, that happens to everybody. You'll see the light change in their eyes.
They're wonderful here. They take care of their own. You know, when they run out of savings and they can't pay their rent, they keep them.
I did my first tour of the campus probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they brought me by Connie's cottage, and I stopped, and we talked for like an hour and a half. She showed me all of her pictures.
We clicked.
We did.
How you do?
This is my buddy.
Best thing about growing older in Hollywood was there was no boss to tell me, oh, because you've reached a certain age, you must try to think of retiring. And I just kept going until an illness floored me, and that's how I came to Motion Picture Home, which is a marvelous haven. The one best word to describe Hollywood people: tenacious. For dreamers, they are very, very tenacious, and those are the ones that last. But they're unusual in that they're called to this industry and make such efforts to be in this industry that I've always admired their tenacity. They've been beaten down so many times, rejected so many times, and they keep coming back. And I believe in tenacity.